Good evening. I was I didn't plan to drop a video today, but I had an experience that I really want to share. Um I do have to say this thing first. My channel on YouTube and the little mini series that I drop on Instagram is to stimulate people's minds to figure out the outcomes they want in their lives. It's all on you. Um this guy, what's his name? Let me Let me. I posted something on my Instagram story earlier that resonated with me. I need to read that out. There's only one true blessing in the world, and it's life. What you do with your life is on you. Okay. Tracy Morgan was the one that made this quote. I didn't make this quote. Credits to Tracy Morgan. Don't come for me. Then he further said, "Life is a business. God gave you the business. It's up to you to handle your business." Okay. Exactly. Anyway, why am I doing this video today? I felt like I contributed to something today and I want to share it. I really want to share it because I feel like if I share it, it's going to help people that watch my Instagram videos and my YouTube channel. Please go to my YouTube channel. Um, type in Gilman on YouTube. Type in my first and last name. Those of you that know me, Odumie Agiobianibo, you can find me on YouTube. And I've dropped some videos out there. Like and subscribe. I'm trying to get some followership. I know that I am dropping gems. You know why I know that I'm dropping gems? A lot of you people are watching my videos. It's not viral. Um, my Instagram is still closed off. I'm still worried about opening up my Instagram to the public. I have a public Instagram. I'm still trying to figure out how I can get traffic over there. I haven't figured out that piece yet. Um, I'm really trying to take things slow because I have other projects and other important matters in my life going. But anyway, um, I would like some support. Like my videos, man. How can 70 people be watching my videos and not even give me likes? You guys are not enjoying my videos, but you guys are coming back over and over watching what Odumia has to say. Come on, like my videos. Or if you don't like my videos, say something in the comments. If you want to, if you have a dispute, say something in the comments and I can share my own perspective. Keep it respectful. I'm very, very respectful. I haven't come for nobody. The one time I thought I did, I apologize for that. Even though I didn't think I did that, but it came off like that. It's not about what my perception is, it's about the perception of other people. Um, I took some critical feedback from good friends and some listeners, and I incorporated that feedback. That's life. But anyway, going back to why I'm really doing this Nate Live video, I didn't plan to do a video today, but I felt like I needed to share something. And this is not about men and women interaction, social interaction, dating, marriage, But that's why I'm doing these videos because I'm all up for structure and discipline in the black family. The black community in the country, in this country, in Europe, and in the continent of Africa, we're taking last place. That's just a reality of facts. And I'm just a small voice that is trying to make a change. My favorite rapper, Tupac, said, I might not be the one that changed the world, but I will spark the mind that will change the world. I will settle for that. That was the most beautiful thing he had ever said. Anyway, I have to moisturize the back of my throat. It's really dry out here. But anyway, the reason why I'm doing this video was I'm trying to share some form of motivation. I'm trying to share some form of motivation. I'm trying to push people from having that victim mindset. Oh, nobody's there to hold my hand. Look at me. This is what I'm going up against. Pour me. I'm trying to change people's mindset on that. And excuse me when I do that, my whole sinuses and nasal passages is really dry. The season is changing. I believe we're in fall right now. It's September 22nd. We're in fall officially. Welcome to fall. Fall is one of my best seasons. Fall and spring is one of my best seasons. When the leaves are growing out and when the leaves are dying. In between those two seasons, anything after that is just cold or too hot. Excuse me. I really apologize. I apologize. Anyway, I dropped a video on Kodokoshi. I hope you guys are learning. You guys are watching it and do your additional research. Just don't take my word for it. Do your additional research. Get the information to educate your minds. Anything I say is not absolute. Please go out there. There's wealth of information. You can synthesize and draw your conclusions and move appropriately. People should understand the outcomes they want in life and work towards those outcomes. Or how do you work towards those outcomes? By acquiring information. Today I was talking to my mother, and my mother was telling me knowledge is power. Why did my mother tell me that? Because I was telling her about stuff, something that happened in the office today. So today I went to the office. I was kind of early. It was unusually early, and I'm settling in. I'm trying to get into the zone. One thing about going to the office, I have to settle into the zone and drop the house me and get into the hustle and work me. Then when I leave work, I have to come back to the house and drop off the work and hustle me and settle into the house me and the other stuff I'm doing. People recognize that. If you recognize this, it helps you plan your time, helps you with your mentors, it helps you um mentally, it helps you it helps you to adjust mentally in physically. um that helps you a lot. That's something I learned on my own. Nobody taught me. I learned from my experiences and my surroundings. I'm talking too much. It's 8 minutes. I really want to do a short video, but I don't know if it's gonna really be a short video because I'm trying not to do long videos. Longer videos, people tend not to watch it because they really don't have time. So I'm trying to do short videos. But anyway, let me go back to what I was saying. So today I arrived at the office unusually early. I'm trying to settle in and get the feel of what I have today. I checked my calendar for all my meetings. I checked my emails for anything that I need to respond to. I checked all the tags that are outstanding. I checked all the deliverables that I needed to do today. Today was kind of slow, and I appreciate it. You know why today was kind of slow? Because I worked my ass off a couple of weeks ago, so I get to enjoy certain kind of peace and do light work. Some of my work days are heavy. Some of my work days are really light. Um, when my work days are heavy, I tend to just focus on knocking deliverables down and showing my work why I'm an asset to my organization. Okay, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Watch, just listen to me. getting there. I always try to show that I'm an asset to my organization, even though my organization might not really care much about me. You have to compete, man. Life in life in general is competition. The animals in the jungle compete. What makes you think us human don't compete? We have to compete. There's no choice. If you don't compete and you're lazy, guess where you're gonna be? You're gonna be in the line asking for Section 8, asking for handouts, being the bomb. Okay, and this applies to both men and women. Um, I'm really, really rooted in the black community because they share my reflection, and anything I can do to uplift the people that share my reflection, whether they're African Americans, whether they're Caribbeans, whether they're Africans or Latin, Afro Latina, or whatever they want to call themselves now. Some of them don't like to be termed black, even though they're black. My Afro Latina people or Latina from African descent. I'm about uplifting people like that. Because I want people to uplift me too. It's a two-way street. But anyway, there's this brother. I'm not gonna disparage him. Even though he had done some things to pretty much throw me under the bus in the past. I've moved on from it. I've learned from it. It made me wiser. It made me political savvy. Um, Most people don't understand that in your current occupation or job, a lot of politics is being played. You need to know how to play politics. And when you're working in organizations like the military, when I was in the Navy, I didn't know how to play the politics because I was all about producing result and being the best person. And I didn't play the politics well. Mm, a lot of things happened while I was in the military, and I had to look inward and make um a really critical decision. Just like I made a critical decision to going into the Navy, I made a critical decision getting out of the Navy. Everything is life changing. It's a whole chapter of new life or phase of life. All right, let me try to go back because I'm going on tangent. So I was talking to this guy. Um, this guy came to us from another department. I guess he was having. I'm not guessing. I know he was having because the reason why I know is because he told me he had issues with his um the department where he had worked. He was in at my job longer than I came there. I met him there. Um Anyway, he's looking to retire within 3 years. So when he had that issue and he had filed the equal opportunity, um he had filed EEO on his department, and they removed him and they dumped him in my department. I don't want to use the word dumped as a negative connotation, but they brought him to our department to come work with us. Part of the thing about learning a new job, whether you interviewed for the job or you slide into a new role or whether you're detailed to a new job, it requires learning. In my current civilian government job, I've been in several positions, whether it's at the same pay grade or in different pay grades, right? That requires learning. It requires you for you to understand the basics and the fundamentals. If you can understand the basic and the fundamentals, everything else is a learning curve. You're gonna learn as you go, and you're gonna understand and get clearer picture as you go. One thing working in public sector is dynamic, very very dynamic because of rules and regulations and laws change all the time depending on the government that is in power. It could be like a democratic government in power, they cancel certain things or they're doing away with certain things from the Republican government, just like Trump left. Now we have Biden. Biden has his agenda. We have to adapt to his agenda, for his presidency and do what he wants us to do. Sometimes even in the same presidency, policies change because certain policies are not effective, they are outdated, things, new information have come to light, and policies change. So you have to stay abreast to those changes. But anyway, this brother came in, and I get he He came into our department, he's thrown into the fire. I understand that part. I used to work in a different department. My department was disbanded. I laterally moved into the current position I'm in. People advised me from working with my current supervisor, and they said all kinds of nasty stuff about her. Well, let me not say nasty. They said all kinds of negative stuff about her. Why I need to be careful and this. All I needed to do was to figure out her expectations, right? Figure out what she's about and what she's not about. And I told her what my expectations were. As your supervisors can't just give you expectations. If your supervisors give you expectation, you need to give them expectation back. It's a two-way street. And I gave her my expectation, and we've been doing really good because I understand that really well. She's pretty much like me. She's really direct. She's no nonsense. She's an introvert. She's really not social like that. The things that characterize my supervisor is pretty much me. I'm only better because I choose to fix certain things about me. Some people are just very comfortable in how they are and they roll with life like that. For me, I try to be dynamic and change. I try not to stay the same. Um, when you don't stay the same and you're changing with your environment and changing with what's going on, you're able to survive better. Now, let me talk about this guy. So this guy came and he's eager. He's looking at retirement. I doubted his commitment to the department because he's looking at retirement. I can't blame him because if you're looking at retirement, if I'm looking at retirement, I'm just gonna do bare minimum. 3 years I retire, I'm out. I'm not gonna be stressing myself and trying to go above and beyond. That's just me. Especially if I'm working in an organization that has burned me several times. Okay. So he's reached out to me on a couple of occasions to help him out on some projects. I've given him one or two pointers what he needs to do. He's giving me his projects for me to review. I thought it was good. It made sense, and I gave him good feedback. I've never knocked this brother down. This brother, I believe he's in his late 50s or early 60s. He's really looking at retirement. He's getting older. I've sat down with him, and when he breathes, I could hear his breath. He's not really a healthy guy like that. He's not someone that should come to work and be stressing out. That only shortens your life. Um. Anyway, I don't want to down. I'm saying this so that you guys can understand the context. Um. But anyway, um, I have a colleague that shares the same office with me. I mentioned him in my last video. I'm not gonna mention anybody's names because I don't want to identify anybody. But anyway, when my colleague came, I will had to train him on his job that he's doing right now, right? And he had a different mindset, and I had to tell him like, hey, man, this is gonna be a long story. Let me try to cut this stuff off. But he had a different mindset, and initially we started clashing because he didn't understand where I'm at and my ideals. It's not that we couldn't collaborate, but he had a different mindset of what partnership look like. There's no way I will let a colleague of mine suck or fail at their job, but it's not my responsibility to pick them up all the time. I have my own job to go to carry on my shoulders. I have to get paid and pay my bills and pay my damn freaking child support to feed my kids and do all these other stuff and still maintain myself and pay my bills. I I have all that on my shoulder. He does. So when my colleague came in, I trained him on the job because he was supposed to take. I trained him on a program that I was working on that I was I was thrown into that program. I had to crash course or crash land that program. I wasn't perfect at it, but I gave him the knowledge and which was a lot. Don't get me wrong. And I also collaborated with other departments to help us get a well-versed understanding on that program. And I brought him along with me, and I trained him what I know. When he was taking over me, my supervisor was assigning me to two different other programs. I'm still well vested in the program that he's working on. He's just better because I don't work in that program no more. Anyway, he had an issue with me because one day he came to the office and he wanted this kumbaya moment with me, and I don't rock like that. I'm not mean, but I'm not a savage either. I'll never just fold my hands and see somebody fall. I will always extend my hand if I'm in the position to do so, to lift up anybody that I can. If I can't lift you up, my conscience is clear. So anyway, I really don't want to go into that side with this guy because I'm trying to focus on the person that I talked to this morning to distract the story. But anyway, he's I've walked with this individual for over a year. He understood where I was coming from, and now he looks up to me. He really looks up to me for advice. Everything that I told him that I was right, pretty much. Our argument, most of the things that we argued on, I turned out to be right because now he's been in my department for over a year, and he's seeing things that I was trying to explain to him that he didn't agree at first. So he started seeing things. So now he's adjusting. Me, I chose to adjust. People have to understand that just because we live in concrete buildings, we have roads, we're driving nice cars, we're wearing designer clothes, and we're on the internet, and we're paying electricity bills and water bills, and we're not living like the way animals live. The rules of the jungle don't apply to us. I always keep saying that. Look, the rule applies to us. The only difference is our ecosystem change. So this brother came to me and he was complaining about my office mate. He needed assistance because he had this pressure on himself to produce, to be productive. He wants to shine. Um, he wants to shine. He wants to let our supervisor know that he's an asset. There's nothing wrong with that. He's come to me several times. When I'm available, I help him out. When I'm not available, I tell him, hey, I'll talk to you later. I got stuff going on. I'm just like direct sometimes, right? So he's talking to my office mate, and my office mate having that, given that he lost a close friend of his, he's in a different mind state and stuff that has been going on. His mindset is a little bit off, and I don't blame him. People go through that. Um, I wasn't privy to their discussion. However, it looked like the guy that I talked to, which is the guy that is older, was talking to my office mate, and he didn't like some of the things that was coming out from my office mate. My office mate was didn't have a lot of patience to teach him on how to do his job or do some of the things that he was supposed to do, or the things that my our supervisor assigned him to do. He didn't have the patience to do that. So he came to complain to me, and this guy is black. We share the same reflection. So he came to complain to me that I need to talk to you. Sometime this afternoon, can I talk to you? I thought maybe he heard something I said about him, right? Or I thought maybe he didn't like certain things. Maybe he heard something I said about him or whatever. I did say something about him because this dude that threw me under the bus when I was um in my previous position. He his politics. I don't hold nothing against him, but I'm very very wary of people when they fuck me once. I don't let you try to fuck me twice. It's just what it is. So he came to me, and he was frustrated because everything in our department is foreign to him. He's never been in our department. For me, I started working in our department like a year ago, and I've caught up with how our department runs. I'm a fast learner. I'm visual. I learn by seeing. I learn by seeing more than I learn by hearing and reading. But you still gotta combine these methods to fully grasp or maintain the knowledge and skill that you need for the position. But anyway, he came to me, and not that he was talking trash about my office mate. He was sharing some frustrations, and he feels like, man, he's not gonna show how valuable he can be to the department, and he was worried about it, and I could see the pain in his eyes. And he started saying some things, and I had to stop him there because I'm like, hey, first of all, what you're going through, I went through it. What I advised him was, you need to learn the basics, the fundamentals of this job. And I'm saying this for every person that goes into a new position or even in the job they are. You need to understand the fundamentals and the basic. Everything else you can adjust. What you can learn and you can grasp quicker if you understand the fundamentals and the basics. I'm like, hey, I was gonna talk to you. I was actually talking to my office mate. Like, I was gonna talk to you that, hey, you need to do some training on this, this, and this, and this. You need to read the policies, the national directives and policies and local policies of the hospital on this, this, and this, and this. Once you're fully abreast with these things, yes, there's still gonna be a learning curve, but you have that knowledge, and with your transferable skills, you're able to do things. Or even if you come to us, either me or my office mate or our supervisor, we are not going all the way to the basics to teach you. We can teach you from where you are and pull you over. And he wanted to just complain about, well, our supervisor was supposed to do this and do this and do this and do that. My supervisor, she's really busy. My job, especially in the federal service, is 70% politics, 30% doing your job. You gotta deal with people. You gotta collaborate with people. You gotta have hard conversations with people, whether it's your co-workers or patients or stakeholders, right? It's really a tough position to be in, right? So anyway, and I'm talking to him. The first time I was talking to a elderly man like I was his father, but I don't mean to come off like that. I was talking to him with some knowledge is power. When you know something and you're talking, you're really confident. This is why people always conflate confidence with arrogance. People think I'm arrogant. No, I'm not. I'm only arrogant when I'm trying to pretend that I am who I am not. But if I'm about the shit, I'm about the shit, and I stand on it. So I'm listening to him, and he's making these complaints, and I'm trying to give you guys surface talk because I really don't want to go deep into the details. And I'm listening to him. As I said, look, first of all, the person you're complaining about, me and him had that same problem. He's like that because I made him like that. Well, I didn't make him like that. I influenced him to be the way he is. If Bruce is telling you that, hey, I really don't have time to really pick you out of the hole, he really don't have time to pick you out of the hole. This is the jungle, man. Now imagine you're in the jungle. You see a herd of deers or gazelles or zebras or whatever just grazing in the field. Not all those zebras, not zebra, it's zebra. Not all those zebras or deers or wildebeest that are grazing in the field are healthy. So now you see like a pack of lions or lioness, pretty much lioness. Because lioness are hunting in groups. Or alpha male lion hunt by himself. That's the difference. Usually they look at the group of prey. They stalk and they try to find out who is the sickest, and they go for the sickest, or they try to find out which animals or which of the herd has injuries. That's why big cats are really, 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 really smart, right? So they stalk. They don't go for the ones that are really energetic, healthy antelopes that can just explode and jump and disappear. If lions and lioness were doing that, they would starve to death. They have to be methodical. Oh, They have to apply certain methodology principles and be systematic in how they approach their prey. Okay. So they look for the ones that are pregnant. They look for the little kids that can't run, or they look for the sicker animals in the herd, or the sicker deer, zebra, wildebeest, whatever you want to call it. So when they attack, and those animals are running, they have a good chance of catching the one that is injured or sick. Unfortunately, those animals get eaten. It's the law of nature. It looks bad, but those tigers, those freaking lions, and those predators need to eat to survive. What do I always say? First rule of nature is self-preservation. So I told him, dude, nobody has time to hold your hands, bro. I understand you're new, everything looks foreign to you. So did Bruce. Excuse my language. I mentioned his name. So did my coworker. So do I. When I came in here, I didn't know stuff, but this is how I, adapted. You must adapt or die. The rules of the jungle applies to concrete jungle. The rules of the jungle applies to concrete jungle. I always say that. Okay. So I told him, this is my advice to you. I get you. I understand you. I empathize with you. But I can't do this victim thing with you. I'm gonna tell you my mind. As a man, this is government. You're working for the government. Is eat or be eaten out here. It's either you eat and you move up and you achieve your outcomes, or you're gonna get eating. I don't know for a fact that you're about to retire in 3 years. I don't know understand where your hunger is. Your hunger to learn, your hunger to show results. I don't know where your hunger is, so it's difficult for me to, even if I want to show you the ropes, it's difficult for me to. I don't want to waste my time, bro. You thinking my coworker is really mean? I'm mean. He had a problem with me being mean. But I'm not mean just to be mean. I'm mean so that you can survive out here. I made a lot of mistakes. I got chewed up in several organizations that I walked in because I was so naive. You can't be naive out here in this jungle if you're naive, i.e., a sick deer, a sick wildebeest, a sick antelope, a sick zebra. You're gonna get eaten out here by the tigers and the lions and the predators, the cheaters. You're gonna get eaten. You can't afford to be sick in the jungle. This is the jungle, and this is how I survive. My job is to make sure I do my work and I get paid so I can go take care of what I need to take care of. So do you. So I told him, I gave him the best advice. I'm like, what you need to do is self-learning. At first, he came at me like, well, there's nobody to do this and show him the ropes. Our supervisors are supposed to, that's her job to do it. I'm like, look, you getting this is your grade. He pretty much makes more money than me anyway. I think he's the highest paid, you know, among the three of us. He's the highest paid because he's been in that grade. We're all in the same pay grade, but he's tenured. He gets paid more. So I told him, look, man, I understand what you're saying, but welcome to the real world. Nobody's going to hold your hand. From what I'm hearing from you, you want somebody to hold your hand. Not our supervisor, not me, and not my coworker is gonna hold your hand. But this is what I'm gonna tell you. This is what I did to survive. You need to start doing training in all aspects of your job and what you're expected to do. Do some training. The training are available in the organization training website, right? Those trainings are available. You need to start reading all the policies, the national directives, and local memorandums. You need to keep yourself informative. So that way, when they give you stuff to do, you have the basic foundation. You can always pull from your basic foundation in combination with your transferable skills from other another department that you got, or you whatever experience that you have to survive out here. So I told him I came to the department last year. I've been the oldest in the department besides my supervisor, and what I did was to just self teach myself. My supervisor trained me. Don't get me wrong, but she didn't train me and I'm sitting down and taking notes. No, she trained me crash course. Hey, do me. I want to show you how you can do this report, how you can analyze this report because you're gonna be handling this report. Okay. Most of the training that I got from her is virtual, just on the computer. Or sometimes I'm in the office and she's just showing it to me. I'm not getting it right the first time, but as long as I keep practicing and I understand the basics and the fundamentals of what I'm doing, I'm straight. So I told dude, like, hey, what you're missing right now, because everything is so foreign to you, is because you don't have the fundamental and the basic knowledge on what you need to do. So I suggest you need to go and take this training at the organization website, right? You need to take that training, then read the policies. There's a lot of policies. You're gonna have to create time for that so that you can stand on your own. So that way, if my colleague wants to teach you or I want to teach you, I'm not going way back to drag you. You gotta think about this as like a relay race. If you're in a relay race, a 4x4 relay race or 8x8 relay race, right? You just don't stand there to receive the baton. You gotta run. And the person with the baton have to put extra effort to hand you that batting. You're just not gonna make it that easy for that person to stand there and take the batting. You're gonna lose that race. You're gonna have to run and take advantage of being ahead. Then that person that is supposed to hand you that batting is supposed to make that extra effort and just give you that batting. And now you gotta run the race and try to make good for the team. So that's the way I try to explain it to him. I'm like, dude, you have to see yourself in the jungle, man. We're all in the jungle. If you're gonna be eating, I'm not gonna be eating because of you, because you fail to, do some self-learning. You fail to read the policies, you fail to take training. Why should I sacrifice my time and risk the fact that I'm gonna get eaten alive just to save you? Self-preservation, people. Self-preservation. Men, and I tell this to men and even women if you want to listen, but mostly men. Competition is real. You don't stop competing until you die. Competition is tied to self-preservation. Okay, that's why we have wars. That's why we have conflict. That's why I have collaboration. People go into collaboration because, hey, if you can't be the man, join the man. You have to compete. Even in relationships, you have to compete. Now I'm gonna drag it to the relationship thing. So when I see a bunch of girls going to Cancun, going to Miami, going to the Caribbean and shaking hands and they having this girl power woman, you guys are all in competition. For me, if you're a 40-year-old woman or a 35-year-old woman and you have a 18-year-old daughter, you're in competition with your daughter for a man. Okay, you have to compete to survive. The first rule of nature is self-preservation. You have to preserve yourself, then preserve your reflection. That means people that look like you. That is what is missing in the black community today. That is what is missing in the black community today. Men, for you to be successful in corporate America, in government, or being an entrepreneur, you have to compete. If not, you will starve and you will die. Women, the same rules apply to you. Every day, animals in the jungles are competing. If the predators don't have anything to eat, they're gonna starve and die. The prey have to make sure that they have to eat and evade being eaten. It's food chain out here, man. It's food chain out here. You want to be at the lower food chain, or you want to be at the top? It's food chain out here. I refuse to be eaten. I can help you out, but not at the expense of me being eaten. So I tried to talk to this brother, and he came at the position of weakness. His argument was at the position of weakness, and I was cutting him short. This is somebody that's supposed to be an elder brother, or pretty much my father. And I'm talking to him like a man. I'm like, dude, bro, I'm trying to give you the audio. Please do not take it. I'm trying to disrespect you or whatever. But let me talk to you like a man. You're coming from a place of weakness. You can complain and you can try to seek people to kumbaya with you, pour me, victim me. Nobody's helping me. They're screwing me. Guess what? I go through the same thing, but I refuse to be eaten. You want to be ate out here? You want to be ate out here? I'm gonna let you be eating. I'm gonna let you get ate. Excuse my language. I'm a predator, man. In the sense of I need to survive. I'm not a prey. It's your choice to be a predator. It's your choice to be a prey. Sometimes you find yourself as a predator. Sometimes you find yourself as a prey. It's your choice to survive. Either or, predators, prey have to survive in the food chain. So I told him, hey, I understand your frustration. I understand how that communication with my coworker didn't go right. He's in a different space. I don't fault him for that. You know why? Because me and him have had the conversation. When my coworker first came in, we had a clash because he wanted to do all that kumbaya shit. I'm like, look, man, look, I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna collaborate with you, but it's not my job to lift you up. I can give you the information so that you can lift yourself up. But it's not my job to physically try to lift you up. I'm gonna give you the tools so that you can lift yourself up. And that is what I'm telling you today. Lift yourself up. If somebody give you the tools to lift yourself up, take advantage of it. Don't wait for somebody to try to lift you up. It's only so much people can do. You have to take the bulls by his horn sometimes. You have to go risk it all. People are afraid to fail. I failed a lot in my life, man. I wasn't the brightest student in secondary school, in primary school. I was bright at one time. I became dumb, and I was a rebel child, and you know what I'm saying? I had to change that because I'm not gonna be out here in this jungle to be eating. This 43 minutes. So I talked to this brother. He was really appreciative, but it's up to him to take my advice and apply it. I can't, you can drag a horse to the river, but you can't make that horse or donkey to drink. They have to be willing to drink. I saw a beautiful post on one of my friends' Instagram and say, give a man fish and you'll be feeding him, but give him the man tools and show him how to fish, he'll be feeding himself. But give a man, show the man the pond and show him how to fish, he'll feed his whole country, his entire generation. My job is to just show you how to do it and show you where to get it. I'm not there to force your head into the freaking pond and so you can drink for your own survival. I gotta survive. Anyway, I just want to drop this motivational video about people biting down, biting down their mouth guard. In the UFC, when the fighter really needs to win and he's determined to win and he's losing in terms of strikes and um, you know grappling or whatever it is. If they have to win, they need to go for the gusto. You need to bite your mouth guard. That thing in your mouth to protect your teeth. You need to bite your mouth guard and go for it. You might risk getting knocked out. You might still lose, but at least you tried. So the next time you go in there again, you're a little bit better. You know, if you're a fighter and somebody's hitting you with 20 punches a time, you go back and you train, you face adversity. Maybe the next time they hit you is only 15. Maybe you hit like 15 to 2 punches. The next time you go back in there, maybe you hit like 15 to 5 punches. The next time you go back, you hit like 15 to 10 punches. The next time you go there, you become a victor. That's that victory mindset that I have. And whenever I'm feeling down, I go to other people to lift me up, not to go get them to raise me out. Is to show me, hey, here's the tools, lift yourself up. So I was talking to this guy, I'm like, man, I understand your frustration, but you can't tell me you don't have transferable skills to do your job. You do. You just don't feel confident in yourself. You know why you don't feel confident in yourself? Because you don't have the basic and the understanding. Once you have the basic and the understanding, you read the policies, you're keeping abreast of what's going on, you can do your job. Even as things are changing, policies are changing, laws are changing, regulations are changing. As long as you have the basic and understanding, it helps you to adapt. He was really grateful that I motivated him, but at the end of the day, he still needs to apply himself. And that's all you can do for certain kind of people like that. So certain kind of people, they'll always play the victim mindset. They'll always give you excuse. There's nothing you can do. They're always gonna find an excuse for you, no matter how you poke holes in their story. They want you to come save them. But I'm gonna leave this conversation right here. It's 46 minutes. It's quite a long video. I hope I inspired you guys. I hope I stimulated your mind. I hope I'm gonna come out. I said I put in some post on my Instagram, and I'm seeing some people engaging both on Facebook and Instagram. Again, a lot of people are watching my Instagram. I won't say a lot. Let me put back. Let me hold back. But substantial amount of people who are my followers, especially my friends and core followers, yo, like that shit, man. Say something, even if you don't like that shit. Put your opinions down there. Come on, you guys are watching it, and I know it's benefiting your knowledge. You might disagree with me, or you might agree with me, but you're watching it. When I'm having, the amount of views that I'm having, and nobody's just liking it or nobody's engaging, come on, man. Now you can say, well, I chose to put the video out, but you're watching it, and I'm sure you're learning one or two stuff. At least I chose to come out and share knowledge. Most of you people are keeping the knowledge that you have to yourself. The knowledge that I have is for the world. That's my purpose in life. The knowledge that I have, irrespective of whether it's right or wrong, I share. I'm always learning every day. I choose to learn every day. So if you guys are watching my videos on Instagram, like that stuff, man. Go on my YouTube, subscribe, like, whatever. You know, motivate the brother out here. Now it looks like I'm begging for likes. I'm really not. I really don't care. I can just, well, I do care, but at the same time, I really don't care. But that just tells me that you guys are watching and you guys are not giving a fuck, because that's rude. If you guys are watching me and understanding certain things, even if I might say something that you guys don't agree with, say something intellectually. There's no disrespect. Don't come with disrespect. Don't come with the ad hominem attacks. Don't attack me personally. Stay on topic. I've never attacked nobody personally. Say something, move the conversation forward. That's how people learn. That's how human beings learn. And that's how we get to change the trash culture that we have here in the black community. But I'm gonna end this stream. Have a good night. I'm working late and shoot, I need some sleep. But thank you for listening. People that are watching my videos, I see you watching my videos. Thank you for the views. But like that stuff, we need to move the conversation forward. Engage. Say your opinion. That's part of the problem in our black community. Everybody wants to just keep their comments to themselves and be the good person. Meanwhile, we have a trash ass culture. 70% of the black community is living in a single family. Our children, young boys are reading at fourth grade levels. Our women are masculine. They're not getting married. It's a lot of problems out here. And if you think this problem is not going to Africa, it is. I'm just a small voice trying to make corrections. I'm not gonna find the solutions to our problem, but I can start the conversation. I can spark the mind that will change the problem. That's all I'm doing here. But anyway, go support your boy, man, on Instagram. Like, engage on YouTube. Like and engage. Subscribe. It gives me motivation to put out more content, share my own perspective, get people to come in to share their perspective, and push the conversation forward and make the changes that we need to make and get the outcomes that we need to get. Anyway, good night and end stream.